Today on Studio G, a 10-year-old girl murdered minutes away from her home. The accused murderer faces new charges.
Drug felons could be released from prison much sooner than their sentence called for.
And Las Vegas isn't the only desert experiencing a drought. A Texas commission might have the right idea. This is Studio G.
Police believe the injuries the dancer sustained.
Welcome to this edition of Studio G. I'm Troy Fosgate.
And I'm Kyle King. We begin with breaking news. Metro Police have evacuated residents in a Desert Shores neighborhood northwest of Buffalo Drive and Lake Mead Boulevard after a man was spotted walking around with a 12-inch knife.
According to Laura Meltzer of the Las Vegas Metro Police Department, the man fled when he saw officers and jumped over walls and 3 yards of nearby homes. The man eventually climbed on the roof of a house and is refusing to come down.
SWAT officers were called to the scene as police surrounded the home.
Nevada rancher Cliven Bundy has sparked controversy over what some are calling racist comments about African Americans. Bundy's family has not responded to the published article, but his camp may respond at a news conference scheduled today at 1 p.m. Bundy gained supporters after a controversial cattle roundup by the Bureau of Land Management. The government stands their ground on Bundy owing over $1 million in grazing fees for over 2 decades.
In February, 10-year-old Haley Owens was kidnapped just 2 blocks from her home. Now new charges have been filed in her murder case.
Haley Owens of Springfield, Missouri was walking home when she was kidnapped and murdered. Now Craig Wood, the alleged murderer, has additional charges filed against him.
Well, the new charges obviously add a layer of complexity to the case, one that makes it seem more heinous in the fact that the victim now appears to be allegedly sexually abused, raped, and sodomized.
Individuals convicted of first-degree rape and sodomy are required to be sentenced to life in prison and aren't eligible for probation or parole until serving at least 30 years.
I don't know that these charges actually will affect the trial overall. It's just additional information that's being gathered for everything that goes into the whole picture.
The Owens family attorney, David Ranson, says the family is doing their best to take it in stride.
They're very thankful for all the help they've gotten from family and friends, and especially the community, because this is a crime that they realize that affects not just them or their family, but the entire community.
Though this is a very vulnerable time for the family, Ranson says this will also be a long legal process for them.
They're going to be going through a roller coaster during this entire process, and there's going to be periods of activity and gaps of nothing happening, but each time there's an activity, like the various hearings, it reopens the wounds, and so it is very difficult for them to deal with that.
For Studio G, I'm Tristan Balagtas.
Wood's preliminary hearing is scheduled for today in Greene County, Missouri.
Thousands of federal drug prisoners could be released from prison much sooner than their sentence called for. The U.S. Department of Justice announced that they will start considering clemency applications that could shorten the prison time for felony drug offenders. It's a part of the Obama administration's broad goal to modify sentencing laws. The new clemency rules would grant replacing the heavy, mandatory punishments with rehabilitation programs and other life-improving options.
The Justice Department is committed to recommending as many qualified applicants as possible for reduced sentences. There are still too many people in federal prison who were sentenced under the old regime and who, as a result, will have to spend far more time in prison than they would if sentenced today for exactly the same crime. This is simply not right.
The changes would only be available to a small group of prisoners that meet specific conditions. They must be low-level, nonviolent offenders, have served at least 10 years of their sentence with good behavior, and a significant criminal history would most likely mean disqualification.
Commutations are not pardons. They are not exonerations. They are not expressions of forgiveness. Rather, as the President said, they are, quote, an important step towards restoring fundamental ideals of justice and fairness.
The clemency changes would affect about 1% of prisoners in federal custody. However, even that number will probably go down after government lawyers review each individual case. The applications will then go to the Oval Office, where the President has the final say. Coming up after the break, Nicole Reynolds will be joined with the Community Director for the March of Dimes Nevada chapter to discuss the March for Babies.
Stay tuned. Studio G will be right back.
Your community's farmers market. Welcoming, lively, friendly. A place where neighbors and friends come together to celebrate their community. With over 50 vendors, organic, sustainable, fresh produce are available just for you. Support and buy local at Fresh 52.
We're Combox Radio, and we talk about anything from relationships, friendships, family, and school. Yeah, anything like that.
We know our shows is from the 3 to 4 o'clock hour. We want to take that hour to just kind of let everyone unwind and just
take a break with us.
Yeah.
Hi, my name's Crystal Magorza, and my show is called Combox Radio with Crystal May. We are on Thursdays from 3 to 4 p.m.
For too many parents, a baby's first steps aren't just a milestone. They're a miracle. A miracle made possible by volunteers like you, who walk and raise money in March for Babies. Sign up today to take the steps that help make milestones and even miracles possible. Who will you march for?
Welcome back from the break. I'm Nicole Reynolds, and joined with us today is Alicia Green, the Community Director for the March of Dimes Nevada chapter. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
That video is so precious.
Thank you.
So can you tell me just a little bit more about what the March of Dimes is?
Yes, the March of Dimes was actually founded by President Roosevelt 76 years ago. And when we were able to find the vaccine to avoid polio, then we moved on to premature babies.
Okay. And I know you had mentioned that that this also works with unhealthy pregnancies. Can you go into a little bit about what qualifies for an unhealthy pregnancy?
Yes, I think a lot of us are familiar with the basic implications of smoking, drinking, not taking your folic acid, but that's really scratching the surface. There are a lot of things that we face that go beyond that, like chromosomal defects. Sometimes the mother's body rejects the babies and we don't know why. So the research that we fund helps us find those answers.
And you had mentioned that you have 3 missions this year. Can you, or what are those?
Yeah, what our first mission is to find ways to prevent preterm pregnancies. And from a local standpoint, we're teaming up with the Paiute tribe and other organizations to place a lot of focus on the heavily impacted communities and reduce preterm pregnancy by 8%. And another mission is to encourage women to go full term. We don't want to have any elective births or inducing pregnancies before 39 weeks. So that's our 39-week campaign. And then we have a monitoring system that helps us with high-risk pregnancies kind of see the progress, and if there's anything alarming that we should address, we want to implement that tool as well.
Okay, so does this only happen in the United States, or are you guys trying to expand into other parts?
Yes, we have expanded, and we definitely want to extend our reach, but the Nevada March of Dimes specifically, we have some local missions that we want to address.
So you've had this walk at UNLV for roughly 12 years. How come you chose UNLV as a location site for this march?
It's centrally located. It's really easy for people to come out and get involved from all areas of town, and we really need that presence. We really need the participation and the visibility, so this is a great location for us.
So what kind of things can we expect from this event besides just the walk?
It's really cool to have that synergy, have a lot of, like I said, have that community presence. We're going to have a lot of family activities. We'll have jump houses. Microsoft will be out here. They might have some Xboxes. I hear it's a rumor, and we'll see. And we also have DJ Diego. He did the Make-A-Wish Foundation. He did the Black Light Run, and JR Beatbox. So we'll have some nice entertainment.
So who can participate in this event?
Everyone.
And is it welcome? Should they bring out their children, or?
Yes, everyone's welcome. Registration is free, and we encourage everyone to come out. We also have a UNLV team. I came out at the beginning of the semester, and we try to recruit a bunch of people, but you can register on that day at 7:30 in the morning.
And for those who aren't able to come and participate, what are other ways that they can help the cause, or that they can be a part of the organization?
There's lots of ways you can help. Locally, there's 4 of us. I have another community director, we have the state director, and a programs director. So there are things like press releases. We can use interns. Also, fundraising is also very, very helpful. I love doing events around town, so we'll do happy hours or paint parties. So we would love, and then we invite anyone to come in and help how they can.
And is there anything else that you want to add about this event that you think is just so important for people to know?
Again, I think what I find most impressive about Las Vegas is we're extremely unique. I mean, it's really hard to put us next to a lot of different communities. We have very young philanthropists. The average philanthropist is usually around 60 years old on average, and in a lot of my events we have all sorts of ages. And so I'm really proud of that, and I'd really encourage people to continue to come out and continue to participate.
So tell us one more time, where and when is this event?
This Saturday, April 26th at 7:30, we have registration. It lasts till 11:30.
Awesome. Well, stay tuned, and we'll be right back after this break.
Participation in Greek fraternity and sorority life at UNLV can provide an experience like no other, with benefits including supportive friends, leadership and career opportunities, and community service.
Greek life at UNLV is really great because it's a good way to network and meet new people from all over the place.
We got academics and we're all about that culture. So we encompass everything all around, and we're out here and we're trying to better ourselves to try to make it better, and let's just make it all better all together.
I'm Chelsea. I'm Toby.
It's your boy Miles Lowe.
Crystal Maguerza.
King Louie here. This is Don Conquer.
3 P's in a Pod.
The Miles Lowe Midweek Show.
The King Louie Show. The Revolution.
Combox Radio with Crystal May.
KUMV. The Rebel HD2.
Come listen to us at therebelhd2.com.
It's indie rock, pop rock, and underground hip hop, R&B mix, electronic and dance music.
Click on the listen link and there we are.
We are volunteers of Girl Scouts of Southern Nevada.
Welcome back from the break. Now we're going to take a look at what's happening around the world.
The death of a professional dancer in Rio de Janeiro sparked violent protests in the slums of the 2 most visited beach neighborhoods. I'm Kelby Weiler, and here is your international and national news. Officials were forced to close off major areas in the famous Copacabana neighborhood in response to smoke from several fires set by rioters. Crowds burned cars and barricades Tuesday, and there are reports that another man was killed in a shootout with police. Brazilian media reported that the residents blamed the police for the death of the dancer, saying they mistaked him for a criminal. Police believe the injuries the dancer sustained appeared to be consistent with a fall, but protesters insist police caused the death. His body was found Tuesday morning, less than 2 months before the start of the World Cup. According to CNN, a body was found near a river not far from Slavyansk, Ukraine. This is said to be the apparent torture and killing of party member Vladimir Rybak. Adding to the escalating crisis in Ukraine, officials also said another victim was found in the river, prompting Ukraine to crack down on pro-Russian militants in the east. Rybak disappeared late last week in front of City Hall after an argument with protesters. 2 days later, his body was found far from where he disappeared and showed obvious signs of torture. Even after being stabbed and weighed down by sandbags, 2 days later, Rybak's wife was finally allowed into the city to identify his body. Obama began his Asia tour. First stop, Japan. The president arrived in Japan yesterday as part of his Asia trip meant to reassure Tokyo of U.S. support. According to CNN, this week-long tour will take him to South Korea, Malaysia, and the Philippines. This was Japan's first state visit by an American president in almost 2 decades, reassuring that the United States remains committed to turning foreign policy focus on them. CNN also reported that in response to the Ukraine situation, Obama said, "We oppose any unilateral attempts to undermine Japan's administration of these islands." Obama's comments are likely meant to build ties with our Asian allies and extend his push for the Trans-Pacific Partnership. That wraps up your national and international news for this week. I'm Kelby Weiler, and I'll be sending it to Donald Woods for our science and technology. Donald?
Hi, I'm Donald Woods with this Thursday segment of Science and Technology News. Today's segment is focused right here on the UNLV campus as advances in digital learning has made course design take an extra step for the interactive platform. Here's more. If you've ever taken a class online at UNLV, it is credited to the Office of Online Education, where they support the development and maintenance of web-based courses.
We have a large staff consisting of instructional designers that help faculty with the pedagogical aspects of teaching and learning online.
I mean, we're here to serve the students, and we know that a lot of students were using laptops, and now more and more we're seeing, students that are using their tablets, maybe even sometimes their phones. Some of the work that they want to do might be reading or just watching a video. They can kind of do that on the go.
And looking at this trend of student usage, online education is cycling over to make online courses accessible on tablets and mobile devices to meet the students' needs and accessibility.
I have a course right now that I've helped develop, could be even seen on the iPhone. We're creating content that is adaptable so that when it goes on a wide screen it looks good, when it goes on a narrower screen it adapts. As we revisit courses that are already developed and we're redeveloping them, we'll have to go in and update them and make those changes. Certainly all the new courses that we're developing right now, we're taking that approach with, and they are mobile ready.
And we know here at Studio G, some UNLV students might have trouble finding online courses in the My UNLV database. Well, the Office of Online Education has their own course database exclusively for online courses being offered in current and future semesters. To search for online courses at UNLV, visit online.unlv.edu. That's all the science and technology news I have for this Thursday. I'm Donald Woods. We'll be right back after the break.
Christian FGY,
Caitlin Hype, and I'm Jane Luna.
And we're Ill Vibe Fear. It's an underground hip-hop show here at UNLV,
where we focus on making the hip-hop culture in the Las Vegas Valley more prevalent and just making people more aware of up-and-coming underground hip-hop artists.
Basically, we play what we like. It's really as simple as that. Most of the stuff we like are our hits, so both.
On KUNV HD2, Las Vegas.
Do I know you? Oh my god, who are you? Why are you taking my picture?
I'm Savannah.
I'm Zoe.
We're the hosts of Happy Hour. Our show is kind of like a mix of everything. It's like happy hour, whatever you do.
You never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, all the elements of kind of like a comedy show, kind of like put on radio along with news and then music. I'm Savannah.
I'm Zoe.
We're the hosts of Happy Hour on the Rebel HD2.
And I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Our third pod is Kat Gonzalez.
We mainly talk about pop culture and whatever movie or TV show that we're interested in right now.
Pretty much everything about media, current events, current everything regarding pop culture and stuff.
I want them to laugh at us because we're so awkward most of the time.
I'm Chelsea.
I'm Toby. And we're 3 Ps in a pod. Come listen to us at therebelhd2.com.
Water conservation is nothing new for Las Vegans, especially since Lake Mead's water levels are dropping. But Las Vegas is not the only city worrying about low lake levels. The lake that supplies water to Georgetown, Texas is half full. The Texas Commission on Environmental Quality and the Texas Water Development Board ordered the city to come up with a water conservation plan.
Georgetown's growing, and we're projected to go to 150 to 200,000 folks. And once we get to that level, if we continue using water at the rate that we're using it now, there's just not going to be enough.
75% of Georgetown uses water on their lawns during hot summer days, but the city has quickly taken action to help fix the problem.
The irrigatable turf area, in other words, that area where you're going to having your irrigation system, can only be 2.5 times the size of the foundation of a home or 10,000 square feet, whichever is smaller.
Here in Las Vegas, there are many ways to conserve water. According to LasVegasNevada.gov, you can convert your lawn to water-smart landscaping, participate in water conservation rebate programs, and use water-efficient technologies. So have you been trying to conserve water lately?
Yeah, Kyle, like taking a shower, all that, try to save as best as I can. Go to the gym a lot. Use the hydration station on campus.
Definitely. I cut my showers down from 45 minutes down to 15 minutes. We have to save some water. And I also had plans to go out to Lake Mead this weekend. How's the weather looking this weekend, Fabi?
Well, not so great. This weekend we might be expecting some rains, Kyle. Let me take a look over here. We're standing at 77, clear skies today, very sunny. Our low today will be 57. Normally our average is 59, so not big of a difference right there. But other cities are expecting rains. Look at Arcata, 58, Medford at 55. But the southern part of the valley, they are sunny and they're enjoying that sunny days. Now let me take a look over here. We're having a low pressure coming in from the west and causing those rains to really push in, and also we're having a cold front that's pushing in towards the west and is making that rainy winds and dust coming into the valley. So right now in southern Nevada, we don't have any winds, only our northern part, and if you take a look over here. But here it's no winds yet. Our lows right now, our winds are running Lake Tahoe at 13 miles per hour, Goldfield at 2, Las Vegas at 5. So they're doing okay, but later today, actually not today, but by tomorrow, those winds are going to be running super fast, and we have a wind advisory and fire alert. That's what you say, alert. By tomorrow, so it's going to be 11 a.m. all the way to the night. And then tomorrow, we're going to be, just to answer your question, Kyle, we're going to be expecting some rain. And take a look, Phoenix is 84, Houston is 82, and Midland is at 77, so there are sunny days right there. But by tomorrow, and we're having our low right now, Las Vegas 57, Kingman 40, and our tomorrow, just what I wanted to get to, take a look, windy days on Friday. And to answer to your question, Kyle, temperatures will warm up again today before another low pressure system brings much cooler temperatures, gusty winds, and changes for rain and mountain snow Friday into Saturday. Dry and warmer weather can be expected Sunday through Thursday as the pressure builds up, and those warmer days will come right back up, Kyle. So that's all the weather I have for you, and we'll be right after this break.
Collegiate DECA promotes personal and professional development through competitive events, community involvement, and leadership development.
I joined DECA because I wanted to get out of my comfort zone. So I got to meet people, network, and definitely work on my public speaking.
To join DECA, it's a very simple process. You have to pay a $25 membership fee. You can either come to our next meeting, our website, which is unlvdeca.co.vu.
We're open to all majors who are interested in business, finance, or hospitality-related fields.
NSPCA, where no animal has an expiration date.
I want this place to be a place that they feel safe, it's secure, a place where they get inspired. So many times we kind of get complacent in our everyday life, transforming lives in the community from the inside out. I've been in fitness my whole life, but now tying that in now in my spiritual walk, it's been just amazing. Some people may want to run a marathon. Some may want to just get off their asthma inhaler. Exercising and moving our bodies, I think it's, I always say if you don't use it, you lose it.
Windy on Friday, raining on Saturday. I won't be at Lake Mead this weekend, Troy.
No, like Lake Mead, it's just the weather. I'm not messing with that at all. I would not do that.
I don't want to fall off my jet ski.
No.
But the 2014 Las Vegas Foodie Fest starts today, and there's over 50 vendors with many different types of food.
It's located in the parking lot across from the Luxor and will be here until Sunday.
Alumni Laura Pack is continuing her career as an HR systems manager. Starting off at UNLV as a freshman, Laura had a keen eye for music.
I started at UNLV as an undergrad in the late 1980s as a music major. Actually, I was performance. I was a vocalist. And I had a music scholarship and an academic scholarship that paid for most of my classes.
Through changes that we'll all face in her life, Alora found interest in technology.
I took a computer class, and I found out I was pretty good at it, so I started taking more business computer classes. And along the way, I decided that I was pretty good at management information systems, so I dropped all my choral requirements and then went ahead and finished in management information systems in the business college.
First working at Yucca Mountain and making her way to UNLV.
Graduated in 1990 with a BS in MIS, Management Information Systems, and during the time I was going to school I took a systems analysis and design class with a gentleman named Dr. Nixon. He was really good, and he told me about what he thought was going to be a summer job at the Yucca Mountain project, and it turned out to be a 17-year career.
She says she began to feel at home. Being an alumni makes it even more special being a professional staff on campus.
One of my favorite things is going across the campus and really getting a feel for what the future holds for the undergraduates and the graduates across this campus. I get to go out every day and I get to remember how important it was to go ahead and get that higher education and to bring me into the realm that I am today.
With Studio G, I'm Victoria Janae.
Elora is thankful every day for the opportunities UNLV has given her and proud to call herself a rebel for life.
The 2014 Las Vegas Foodie Fest starts today. There's over 50 vendors with different types of food.
It's located in the parking lot across from the Luxor, and it will be here until Sunday. Well, that's all the news that we have for today. I'm Troy Fosgate.
And I'm Kyle King. Tune in tomorrow for another edition of Studio G.
Have a great day, Las Vegas.